Welcome back to the one channel currently trying to put fries in the bag again. My name's Teddy, and with the introduction of the Olivia Academy, today I'll be going down everything you'll need to know about farming to quickly start power leveling to master and higher. As usual, if you find this helpful, leave a like, hype this up, and let's just jump right into it. Farming in Black Desert can either be extremely easy or can be overly complicated, but for what it's worth, I'll try to keep this simple. Farming level only reduces energy used, affects how quickly crops can be pruned, bred, or harvested, and farming gets no mastery bonuses. Gathering level, not to be confused with gathering life skill level, can increase how quickly you can harvest, prune, or breed, and farming can only be done by placing seeds inside of a rented fence and uses 1 energy per interaction, so make sure you account for using 2 energy per plant to prune and harvest or when breeding. To quickly see the status and the location of any of your plants, you can easily hit the Garden UI button here on the screen. Inside we'll have all the useful information like the territory name, the type of fence, the crops being grown, and percentage. Clicking on it will have the garden info, growth rate, how many days remaining before the fence is removed and you have to replace it back down, whether it needs to be pruned, and you can choose to place workers on the fences if you don't want to have to manually prune, but you will lose out on the added experience and any bonus drops. Fences can be earned, rented, or bought a couple of different ways. Starting with the 1 slot, grabby fences can be earned from completing the farming Because I Like You questline from Chemkis Warnbane here outside of Heidel. A 4 slot fence can be rented using 3 contribution points at Martino Finto at Finto Farm. 7 slot iron fences can be rented for 6 contribution here at Paola Toscani at Toscani Farm. The 10 slot strong fences can be rented using 10 contribution points at Zarya and Velia. For hitting Master 1 farming and for the cost of 10 contribution points, any Old Moon vendor has Old Moon fences, which will hold more crops just like the strong fences. 10 slot Finto strong fences are awarded for completing the farming master of farming quest line started at any Liana once you hit level 20 or higher. These fences then can be converted into the Cloud's Old Moon fences. Up to 8 10-slot Fence of Abundances can be bought using pearls to save contribution points. These are equal to the Old Moon fences, and I recommend getting these if you enjoy the Worker Empire and still want to do farming at the same time. The better the fence, the more your crops, and the closer the fences can be placed together to reduce how much fertilizer is needed or space needed to place fences down, but will cost either 100 contribution or around 9.6k pearls without a sale or coupons. Now let's have a look at the seeds needed for the fences. We have the seed NPC that sells a bunch of weathered white grade seeds, like wheat for example. Using barehanded gathering on fruit trees give a chance to drop strawberry or grape seeds, while thicket shrubs and bushes have a chance of giving random white grade seeds minus herbs and mushrooms. Though gathering provides the better option for gathering seeds when gathering, you'll need to find the crop to harvest for the chance of its own seed, but it's better than randomly gathering bushes for the seeds you're not even looking for. Best option is going to be the central market, obviously, since we can buy any seed at any grade we need. The farming byproduct blush leaf can also be exchanged for special hot pepper seeds if you're struggling to find any. Alchemy also has a chance of proccing the truffle mushroom seeds. The last way to get seeds is to breed crops. You'll first need the seeds to plant the crops, but the only way to increase the grade from white all the way up to yellow is going to be with breeding. And now let's talk about location. We used to have to balance the area's weather, like groundwater, temperature, and humidity to ensure the crop's health didn't drop lower, producing lower amount of produce. Now, and more so once the plant life cycles are unified to 24 hours, it'll be more about how many fences you can place down in an area to get more experience, or increasing the need to prune for more byproducts. One of the best places in the game to place down all your fences is always going to be here in the coastal cliff. Every farmer will swear by this one area with having the most room for 10 fences, and once the 24 cycles are introduced, the time won't be affected by the weather. For those wanting more pruning for power leveling farming, we have anywhere near Heidel or Glish. The massive humidity will proc more times to prune. This will result in more experience. Other locations can be used too if you're trying to be more ideal with the plants, but they're usually too small for 10 fences and or are usually too specific. Growing plants are extremely easy once you're ready to place down a fence. Each plant will come with its own slots required from the fences, either having 1, 3, 5, or 10. Each plant has its own humidity and groundwater preference to speed up how long it'll take to grow. As of right now, each crop will have its own time until they're unified to 24 hours, meaning none of this will even matter. The only thing that will matter might be the fertilizer for now, but once the time change comes in, that won't matter either. Fertilizer can either be crafted, blush leaf can be exchanged, or you can just buy them off the central market to save time. When a crop is planted and the growth timer starts counting down, fertilizer can be used to speed up the growth time. Then the chance of pruning now can randomly proc with no cooldown time. When the plant needs to be pruned, you can either manually prune or workers can be set on the fence to keep the crops tended to. Once the plant hits 100 to 150% growth, the crop can either be harvested for cooking in alchemy materials or can be bred for a chance to increase the grade of the seed used. More blush leaf, fruits of nature, mysterious seeds, or straining materials, and if you're lucky, the pit-a-pat petal for the mold life pet. Now when breeding, the seed grade can go from white to green, green to blue, blue to yellow, and yellow has two different versions. Magical and mysterious seeds, which can get confusing even for me, so I'll do my best here. Magical crops are the best for large amounts of the blush leaf at the cost of the fruits of nature and can only be found when breeding blue grade crops. Mysterious crops when harvesting offers a lot more produce and fruits of nature when breeding, but can only be made by shaking mysterious seeds with magical plants of your choice. Both magical and mysterious will take either 5 or 10 slots in your farms and can only be used with Artisan 1 farming and above. Unlike the other life skills, farming doesn't have a lot of gear, which does make it easier. For hitting Apprentice 1 farming, we are awarded the Farmer's Clothes, which only gives plus 10% farming experience and plus 1 to gather. The Farmer Clothes can also be bought from the luxury vendor too once beginner 10 farming is hit. The other option we have is the Silver Embroidered Farmer's Clothes, which provides more farming experience and can be enhanced further to increase how much experience is earned. Crafting these can be done at any costume mill or can be bought at the central market. Accessories get easier and easier every year. The lowest accessories are going to be Logia. Garanoa is slightly better. Manos is better than Blue, but Prion is going to be the best in slot. Logia and Garanoa can be bought from Zarya here in Velia or from the central market. Manos has to be crafted or can be bought off the central market. Prion, on the other hand, has to be exchanged using Tri-Manos or higher or can be bought off the central market. Manos accessories come with 2 set effects for every 2 worn for plus 5% life experience, and Prion offers the same set bonus for Manos, and for being Prion, it's the same set for a total of plus 30% life experience for a full set of Prion. The other grade of accessories you'll have access to are the Flamoros accessories, which are going to be the untradeable Tri-Manos equivalent that cannot be enhanced. You'll be able to get 1 from the one-time Liana quest to gather 300 byproducts, 2 from the Seal of Journey earned from seasons, and 2 more from the Olvia Academy farming course. I recommend using Flamoros accessories to start out with, since they're all free. Then you can start crafting Manos to either tap and exchange to Prion, or you can just buy the Prion from the central market. A great item to have is the Caphra's Journal of Nature for plus 10% life experience. Getting this can be done from completing the Caphra's record from the Crow Merchant's shelf found inside the adventure log. I'll leave a link to help you get your own down below, along with any other link you might need to make farming easier. The last piece of gear you'll want to pick up is the Klaus Old Moon seed bag from completing the quest from the Black Spirit once you hit skilled in farming. This bag is great for storing seeds instead of your inventory, but will still use the weight, so keep that in mind. Next up, we have the costumes. First one we have is the Farmer's Clothes from the luxury vendor converted to a costume using the equipment tailoring coupon for additional plus 10% farming experience and plus 1 to gathering. The other option is going to be the Agris Farmer's costume from the Pearl Shop. This one is going to be the best one, offering negative 2 second on time it takes to harvest, prune, and breed while giving plus 30% farming experience to help power level. These cannot be bought off the central market and can only be bought using pearls. After the costumes, we have the artifacts and the combinations. The first option is going to be the life experience artifacts for plus 3% experience each, and will probably last a while with how long it'll take to get the better farming experience artifacts from harvesting or breeding plants. The farming experience artifacts come with plus 5% farming experience, but have a low chance of being dropped. Combinations are worse with just focusing on farming experience, so the best combination is going to be the magical soil for plus 16% farming experience. Life stones can be found from skilling earned from breaking down artifacts, purified using Dalashan, using Guru Alchemy, or can be bought off the central market to make things easier. Now let's look at the crystals. These are pretty straightforward, starting out with the dim magic crystals from hitting level 10, 20, and earned from hitting apprentice and all life skills. These can also be bought off the central market if you did not have enough. The next crystal is the life and vital crystals made from the forest crystal. The vital gives plus 10 mastery, while the life gives plus 5% life experience. Both crystals can be earned from the Olivia Academy Pass or can be bought off the central market if the forest crystal is too hard to get. The best crystals we have are the Breathing Vidir for plus 15 mastery and plus 7% life experience each. Being the best, you will have to combine one vital and life crystal with Ruscolo Coral gathered in Adonia if you're choosing not to buy them. Finally, if you're wearing full sets of Prion, you'll unlock the bottom Dawn slots. Use the Wan, On, or Jin Dawn crystals of life for additional life experience depending on their tier. Getting these can be done from gathering or can be bought off the central market. The Magic Crystal of Infinity Energy can also be used for plus 10 max energy each for a total of 20 energy. These can easily be bought off the central market to save you time. Remember, you won't be worried about mastery, only the life experience from the crystals, so keep that in mind when setting up your own crystal preset. Alchemy Stones have been made easier, and now the first stone that we're going to start with is going to be the Treants tier. The Treants tier is great for giving the plus 30% life experience on use and plus 2 to gathering. Getting this can be done from completing the Life Skill 101 questline from Fulgur in any major city. Remember, every alchemy stone can be repaired using the fuel of its choice, like Bloods, the Spirit Dust, or Bell's Powder. There's only one kind of pet we'll really need, being the life pets. Every life pet is the same pet, just being reskinned. They all come with the plus 1% life experience per tier, and a chance of learning either the plus 1 the gathering skill, or the plus 5% farming experience. Free pets can be earned from completing the quest in the suggested tab of your quest log, earned from events, bought off the central market, and lastly, pets can also be bought from the Pearl Shop if you're not trying to wait for any pre-orders. I just want to point out that the hedgehog or the llama pet will not use the increased gathering quantity skill when farming. Like the skill says, it will only increase the gathering amount and not farming, harvest, pruning, or breeding. The life experience and skills, however, will still count. Farming can take up a ton of slots with just how many seeds, byproducts, and trash drops. Even with the seed bag, your inventory can easily get bogged down with the seeds. But don't worry, inventory slots are given out from just leveling, seasons, events, breathing, or more can be bought off the Pearl Shop. After all the gear and other items used for farming, now let's talk about the buffs. There isn't much for farming, but we have the usual value pack, Thomas Blessing, and the Secret Book of the Old Moon for increased life experience, inventory slots, and energy recovery. Next, we have the Seafood Kron's Meal. The only thing that we're worried about with this is going to be the plus 10% life experience and maybe the plus 2 to gathering. The Royal Workshop also has the assorted kimchi for plus 250% life experience for 3 hours, or the Tricolor Namu for plus 150%, but only one can be used at a time. The Vidir Draft is perfect for applying plus 20% life experience for only 15 minutes. To the Elixir, we have the Perfume of Swiftness, which gives another plus 20% life experience and plus 2 to gathering. The Lore's Warm Black Tea has plus 30% life experience. For logging in every day, we get 1 mercenary life for plus 50% life experience, and when we combine 3, increases it up to plus 150%. A couple great scrolls to use are going to be both the Secret Book of Florin and the Geo Van Grolen scroll for plus 10% life experience for each and can be stacked. Next, we have either using one of the extra scroll life or plus 50% life experience, or the Book of Life. The Black Spirit Adventure has plus 20% life experience buff for the cost of 100 energy. The Turning Gate buff add another plus 10% life experience and plus 1-2 energy recovery, but requires either the Villa Invite scroll or can be used from the Nefart tent with the Secret Book the Old Moon buff active. We also have Hot Times that give bonus life experience, and the new guild buffs that also gives plus 50% life experience. Finally, we have the Crocodilo Donkey set. For wearing 1 piece, we get plus 3% life experience. For wearing 3, we get plus 5% life experience. And for the full set, we get plus 10% life experience when active. Buffs can be either crafted, earned from events, Black Spirit Adventure, or can be bought off the central market to save you time. Other event buffs can also be used, but these are rarely given out. There are plenty of farming quests to help level farming, starting with the Olvia Academy. Once you've graduated the season, you'll get invited to learn how to farm and the basics of everything needed to get started. It offers a ton of farming experience, Twighlite accessories, workers, and buffs. Suggest getting this done before moving on to anything else just for the farming experience and those two Flamoros. The progression pass is also unlocked once you've graduated the season and offers a few quests to learn about farming while earning buffs like the Stellar Spirit Stone. Unfortunately, there's only 5 quests, but these are going to be needed for other things in farming. Next up, we have the Farming Guru quest. These all offer huge amount of experience that can bypass a large portion of the level bracket if completing once unlocked. Each quest will show different crops, and I suggest completing each quest ASAP just to capitalize on the huge massive experience. It can still be a nice amount of experience afterwards, but at that point you won't even bother with them. The Finto's Family Fence Support is the questline for unlocking the 2 free fence slot fences. House Farming Aid is the Seed Bag questline. And finally, we have Liana's Weekly for either catching a mole or getting 3 mysterious seeds, but no daily. Leveling farming is pretty easy until grow times are all set to 24 hours. First, you'll want to set up your fences outside of Heidel or Glish for the increased humidity to proc pruning more often. Then, you'll want to plant either special purple mushrooms, special wheat, or carrots, or you can use the dry mains grass for the experience and the time it takes to grow. Next, I suggest setting up an alt to do all the farming to save the time and keep everything tended while doing other things on your main. Make sure to keep that alt buffed and geared to earn more experience and only focus on pruning and breeding plants. The reason you'll only focus on the breeding instead of harvesting is to get the magical seeds to plant once you hit artisan farming and have the fence slots to plant. Breeding magical seeds offer the most blush leaf, which is the main goal to quickly power level farming if you're not in the need for hot peppers or horse training materials. Blush leaf on its own will only give plus 900 to contribution experience and plus 30 farming experience, but breeding magicals can drop thousands of blush leaf when using more than one fence. Once you get the hang of it, it should be easy to quickly power level both farming and your contribution for more workers. And there you have it, everything you'll need to know about farming to quickly get started after or even during the Olvia Academy. Let me know if I happen to miss anything and if I got anything wrong with all the updates to farming over the years. I'll try to get more content out going forward with a lot of major life changes currently ongoing, so please bear with me while I get everything back in order again. While you wait, if you want to see more life scaling content for Black Desert, check out the channel for more, and I hope to see you again for the next one. Keep farming out there, everyone.